All right, well, ain't no need in saying all this, but I tell you what, at least one thing, we know that the gangsters are at it again. Over in Virginia, I'm sure you already know, a representative got gunned down, Steve Scalise, in cold blood. And, of course, you know, here in Tennessee, we used to hear firearm shots all the time because of the range, you know, range day and staying proficient as we can as possible. But see, there would have been no need for all of these shots to be fired like that. I'm going to say it again. If people were armed the way that this country started from the very beginning. You see, it's all these wicked gun laws and everything, but I'm not going to get into this. Anyway, a representative been shot in cold blood. There's a lot of speculation of the reason why he's been shot. I'm not going to say, you know, again, I'm sure it's a tragedy of sitting there at a Virginia baseball field and shots are being sprayed and fired all over the place. So you don't even know where these dang bullets are going or nothing like that. It's just unbelievable. All politics, and it could be about some who knows what are going on up there that he's probably ratting out some Congress or something like that. But I told you the gangsters are at it again. But anyway, man, I tell you, it's troubling to me if you travel somewhere and you don't have a firearm. That's what I wanted to say about all this. But anyway, listen to this. This is at a Virginia baseball park shooting, sent from somebody in the video. And you see children running around with baseball. It's just crazy what's going on. And I'll tell you, man, this one stinks. I have my own opinions, but I'm going to keep them to myself because my opinions is not substantiated on facts. But this is ugly. This is ugly.
What the fuck is going on? Where is this guy? Do we know where he's at? Do we know where he's at?
He's behind home plate. You call 911? Like
I assume people have been calling 911 already.
Better be.
Hey, is that guy okay out there? The guy been shot. Is he okay? Is anybody talking to him?
behind the bunker. We have shots fired. Shot fired. Way down. Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Behind the blue building. There we go.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
Put him down! Shoot him! Head on! Don't be a knife! Get back, Brad! Brad, get Brad! Wait! Hold on. Way up!
Well, that was one hell of a way to start the fucking morning. I hope that guy's okay.
Project N-Search found real free energy, a discovery that could save us, a device harvesting limitless energy. If you spread the word, they can't stop it. They will try, but they will fail. Who is John Galt? We just found a real John Galt. His name is Juris. I need your help telling everybody free energy is here now. As you can see, Juris is for real. He has a real free energy device. If you want to get this free energy device in the future, make sure you go to energydevicenow.com for all the latest and the complete video with everything that he talks about regarding this technology. I told him that we were going to get millions of people interested in this device. So I want everybody, if you've got the ability, make copies of the video, put it to your own YouTube channel, promote it everywhere. Promote it on Twitter, Facebook, all email lists. Get this out everywhere, and let's help destroy the energy cartel that has kept this technology from us forever. Thank you so much, guys. I know you'll do a great job. Take care.
We have been gathering information all day about the gunman. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge has that part of the story.
Law enforcement identifies the suspect as 66-year-old James Hodgkinson of Illinois. A Facebook page bearing the same name includes photos of Bernie Sanders as well as anti-Trump rhetoric. One post reads, "Trump is a traitor. Trump has destroyed our democracy. It's time to destroy Trump and company."
I've given a statement to the Alexandria Police Department.
Republican Congressman Jeff Duncan says he believes the suspect approached him at the ball field.
I did have an interaction with someone in the parking lot who asked me if the team practicing was a Democrat or a Republican team. I told him they were Republicans. He said, "Okay, thanks," turned around. I got in the car and left.
And that was the conversation he had, and it was only as they were driving
and they said
back
he
that they heard
acted
the
a
news
little
reports.
weird when he did.
A spokesperson for the American Society of Home Inspectors confirms a James Hodgkinson was a member of the trade association but dropped out in 2015. A few years earlier, a local Illinois newspaper reports that the suspect sent letters to the editor railing against Republicans and tax policies. In this August 2012 letter, Hodgkinson writes, "I have never said life sucks, only the policies of the Republicans." This man says he's a friend of the suspect.
Well, he never backed down from anybody. In a bar fight or whatever, he stood his ground.
But it was that kind of kid stuff, or was it political?
No.
The New York Times interviewed the suspect's brother, who says the 66-year-old was upset over the election of President Trump and went to Washington within the last few weeks to protest. This account appears consistent with a local news report that a neighbor had not seen Hodgkinson in months, though his wife still lives at this home in Belleville, Illinois, where the FBI is on the scene. A law enforcement source tells Fox the Bureau gets involved when police officers and members of Congress are assaulted. At this morning's news conference,
we had no prior information that would lead us to believe that anything like this was going to occur.
Are you certain members of Congress were being targeted, though? Was this an intentional attack on members of Congress?
Too early to tell if they were targeted or not.
At a news conference within the last hour, the FBI confirming that the ATF is running a trace on 2 weapons to include a rifle and a handgun, also saying that the FBI is very focused on a motive, and so far no indication why the suspect chose today, Chris.
Catherine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. I'm Dana Tyler. Dick Brennan is off tonight.
I'm Alice Gaynor. Welcome to the news at 9. Tonight, we're learning more about the shooter who opened fire on a congressional baseball practice in Virginia.
Republican members of Congress among the dozens of people forced to run for their lives this morning. 4 people were shot, including a congressman, congressional staffers, and a Capitol police officer. Police killed the gunman in a shootout. TV 1055's Jessica Layton with more.
The Republican members of Congress were getting ready for a charity baseball game against the Democrats when the piercing sound of gunfire shattered the peace of their morning practice in Alexandria, Virginia.
Today I experienced the carnage of actual gunshots being fired firsthand. It was horrific.
The next thing I heard was, "Run, he's got a gun."
Representatives recall the rapid succession of shots lasted several minutes.
Dozens, if not hundreds, of shots fired. It was scary.
Witnesses say around 7 a.m., the gunman, identified as 66-year-old James Hodgkinson, approached the fence near the third baseline, but never got onto the field. Congressman Steve Scalise, standing at second base, was the first to go down, then left a trail of blood as he dragged himself across the field. Some raced to a dugout for shelter, but Senator Jeff Flake ran to help his critically hurt colleague.
He was just laying on the field, been shot in the hip. So we applied pressure and tried to stop the bleeding.
Capitol police officers who were members of the Scalise security detail fired back at the gunman, who died from his injuries. 4 people, including the 51-year-old congressman, were shot. The attack shaking and yet unifying members of Capitol Hill.
We are not one caucus or the other in this House today, but we speak for each other in saying that we send our thoughts and prayers to our colleague, Steve Scalise.
We are united in our shock. We are united in our anguish. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us.
What we have to remember is this, that the American people, are great people, and we have great values.
Certainly some emotional moments there today. Lawmakers are vowing they will still play that charity baseball game tomorrow night. Thousands will be there to cheer on the players and show support to the injured. It's also worth pointing out President Trump just made a surprise visit to the hospital tonight, where his friend and colleague, Congressman Steve Scalise, is recovering after surgery. Scalise is still in critical condition tonight.
Thank you, Jessica.